Mm-hmm. No.
You did?
No. So they bringing everybody in on this one. They is not playing with Trump on this one. They are locked in. They is like, you know what? We got to bring more people in on this. Uh, you know, just wanted to go live real quick. They bringing more people in on this. They're having a meeting tomorrow. Trump is being joined by, you know, some of the European leaders and some NATO leaders, along with the president of the Ukraine, right? So the president of the Ukraine and a couple of NATO and European leaders are now meeting with Trump. You know, here's some of them right here just to show you. Let me just take this off real quick. You see that? These are some of the people that's gonna meet up right there. Man, they is not playing. I'm gonna just let that sit right there for a second, right? They is not playing about this. They is serious, and I'm not saying that we should take it lightly or anything like that, but they saying that they might have seen, like, they thinking that Trump changed after this meeting, right? Even India is not looking at America the same after this meeting. You know, India is starting to change and look at us differently. You know what I mean? So, you know, this is crazy. This is crazy. It's starting to get a little bit close, right? So, you know, you got, you know, the Ukraine, the first meeting didn't go that well. The first meeting didn't go that well, right? The first meeting didn't go that well, and now here they are trying to sit down again, you know? I think the first meeting, Trump might have made some outlandish and bold statements regarding, you know, saying that he's losing, that, you know, this character is losing, and everything like that. So now we have another situation. They put an emergency meeting. They calling an emergency meeting for this. You hear me? They like all hands on deck. We need everybody to make sure that Trump is still on the right path. Make sure Trump is still with us, right? So they serious. So these are some of the people that's going to be out there. I don't know if your screen is in reverse. You know, I apologize if it is, right? Along with the Ukraine president, y'all make sure y'all hit the like button, hit the thumbs up button if y'all just coming in. We only gonna do this for 45 minutes, close to an hour, because, like I said, this just got sprung on us that, you know, this meeting is taking place tomorrow. It seems like the UK president is rushing to the White House to get this meeting, you know, off the ground. You know, and maybe this is a little bit of reassurance. This could be just a little bit of reassurance. He wants to make sure whatever agreement that Putin is in on, maybe he wants to make sure that, you know, this is a more so peace thing. You know, maybe he wants to make sure, like, you sure you know what you're doing with this? Before we go any further with this peace idea, are you sure? So now you got, you know, a couple of European, you gotta have them there as witnesses to make sure, like, you sure this is an agreement that this is gonna work for us, right? So I think we might be looking towards more of, you know, some type of peace, maybe. What do you guys think? We might be looking at some, you know, more so type of peace. Might be peace. You know, could be peace, guys. Could be peace. We'll know more tomorrow after the meeting. Like I said, they got these, you know, these people coming in too for the meeting. So all these people flying in. All these people flying in, coming into the White House to meet with Trump. So like I said, he's at the table. At least he's at the table, right? At least we can say that. That he's at the table. And we can't say a lot of things, but at least we can say he's at the table. And now it could be opening up the door. Trump changed up a little bit. Yeah, he was going for a ceasefire, right? Started off, he was going for a ceasefire. Now he's coming out more so speaking more on the Vladimir Putin side, saying that, he was talking about more so peace, not so much as a ceasefire, right? That's scaring them right now. And let's not, if we look at India is also kind of shooken by this. They're not trusting America right now. They're looking at the situation and feeling like they're duped, right? There's a lot of history that is being taken out of the equation when you're talking about situations like this, right? There's a lot of history. There's a lot of bad blood with a lot of people that's at the table. Like I said, Trump could be opening up the door, and India thinking like the same way I said earlier, that they're thinking like Trump is more so focused on getting at this table with China and so on and so forth. Timmy Turner, you right. I don't know nothing. That's why I need your help. That's why you should subscribe to my page. Teach me the ways of whatever it is that you feel as though I don't know. I think we're in a world where people, it's not about whether you know it or not, it's whether you are you afraid to hold the conversation? I'm not afraid to hold the conversation. Who don't speak Ukraine? I didn't know I had to speak Ukraine to talk about it. But you're not talking about me because you kind of know I don't speak Ukraine. You know what I mean? You kind of already know I don't speak Ukraine. You know what I mean? You already know that. So this says it could be a scary world we live in. What do you guys think? Second meeting, good or bad? Good or bad for this second meeting? Good or bad? What's direction? The meeting is not till tomorrow. What direction? In the comment section, real quick. Good or bad? Is this meeting good or bad? $80 telemarketer calls. Somebody said bad. Why you say it's bad? You don't think they can come? Listen, the Ukrainian president, Zelensky, he's not the only one going. You see the people that's on the screen? These are some European leaders and some NATO leaders right here. So there's a decent amount of people that's going to be at the meeting tomorrow. Okay, somebody said it's good. A couple people said it's good. Okay, I like to see the positive. I like to see people thinking positive. I like that. 7, did you get in the shower already?
Yep.
So you all ready for bed then, huh?
Sort of. I'm just looking for my school stuff.
What else school stuff do you need?
Well, Mom, I didn't look for it, but Mom already gave me a folder of paper now. I just need my notebooks and stuff and folders.
All right. Well, you got about 30 minutes, and then it's bedtime.
I know. I just don't want to be loud every time I look.
Okay.
Yep.
Hey, he's ready, man. He's got something for his breath. Breath. He's got something to make sure. What the hell is that? So yeah, so it's changing. Things is changing around us, right? I think that what I'm hoping is this meeting opens up the door for that peace, right? I'm hoping it opens up the door for that peace. We got to get everybody else on board. Now, of course, India, this is not going to sit right with India at all. No way, shape, or form do America, because you got to remember, when the whole India thing came about, like the reason why they, they got closer to us is because, the protection and so on that is given to them. So this is somehow, we're going to ruffle some feathers, but hopefully we can smooth them out later on. But I think everything right now being on the table as a conversation, I think that's a good thing. I think, opening up the door to be able to speak on it, I think that's a good thing. So, I'm not looking at so much of the bad that's going to come out of this, because we know this is not going to sit right with everybody, right? Trump sitting down with Putin, period, is not going to sit right with everybody. It's not going to sit right with the Democrats, period, because Barack Obama and everything else that's taking place with throughout the history of, our different parties, right? But I'm hoping that some good can come out of it. We're in the Aquarius sky. We're in a time of truth and knowledge, right? So with that being said, we should be able to rally some type of peace, or at least move in a direction of it. If everybody just want to sit in feelings and emotions, then yeah, of course, we're never going to come to no type of conclusion of peace, or at least direction of it, right? But if, allegedly, if the Arctic Circle Treaty is real, right? If the Arctic Circle Treaty is real, and 72 countries can agree that nobody should be allowed past a certain point, then I'm pretty sure we can get a couple of countries, to agree on, peace, right? Now, hit the thumbs up button if you like peace. I like peace. Hit the thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe to the page. I'm trying to get as many subscribers today as possible, right? If 38,000 people see this, I'm trying to get 38,000 subscribers today, right? I'm trying to make that big of a wave where YouTube has to be like, what the hell just happened? Right? So I need you to help me make that big of a positive wave, right? By subscribing to the page. When you subscribe to the page, it shifts something in YouTube's algorithm that says, hey, what did so many people just subscribe to that page for, right? So one, hit the thumbs up button. If you can't find the thumbs up button, it's very easy. I think you just scroll your screen and look around a little bit. You'll find the thumbs up button. It's on there somewhere. The thumbs up button is on there somewhere. If you on a phone, just tap the screen 2 times or something like that. I don't know. It might be a double tap method. You might be able to just tap the screen for some thumbs up. I don't know. But work your phone to be able to find that thumbs up button. And then after you find that thumbs up button, make sure you subscribe, right? Hit the sub button. Don't be scared to become a subscriber, right? And then in order for us to trick the algorithm, right, I need you to hit that arrow button and copy the link. Right? When you copy the link, it counts as a share, right? So I need you to copy the link to count it as a share, okay? Push me into the algorithm. Let's hold greater conversations, higher elevational conversations, articulate conversations. Yes, everything that I say might not be accurate, but that's the whole point of coercing, right? It's so other people can come with facts, and that way, guess what? We in this together, right? Nobody left out of place. We all in this together. If they can hold a meeting tomorrow, we can hold a meeting tonight, right? And that meeting tonight is just good vibes and good people, okay? No longer should we be separated by our differences. Our acts and our merits should outweigh the negative, right? So if you around people that's not trying to do positive, or be of positive, get away from them, right? If you around people that's trying to be positive, be of positive, and want to be positive and move towards a more peaceful level of life, then that's who you want to gather around, right? Gather around the positive people. Get away from the people. President Trump is trying to push towards peace. I like that. I like somebody who will stand, in the face of a madman such as Putin and still say, we could be peaceful with you. I like that. right? I think he's challenging all of us to try to be more at peace, right? Let's not take the bad out of this. Let's not look at it and try to make it seem like, Trump's a puppet to Putin or something like that. Let's give him the credit and the courage of standing there and saying that I'll still, be at peace with someone like you, even though everybody keep on warning me against you. I still want to give you the benefit of the doubt, right? So that's a good thing. And I think if we use that as a way to, exemplify that, I think we here in America as a collective can move towards a level of peace, right? We can move towards a greater level of peace together, collectively, right? We just got to do it. We got to want to do it, right? I see a lot of y'all coming in and coming out, passing by the page. Stop in for a little bit. Join the conversation for a little bit. Type something in the comment section. Stick around for more than 5 minutes. Don't just pass through the page. I see the numbers going up. I see y'all jumping in and jumping out. I wonder how many of y'all hit the sub button. Don't matter. This knowledge got to get out of there regardless. And there's going to be a lot more disclosure coming out, right? Make sure y'all here with us tomorrow when we talk about the connection of the soul to certain solar systems. Scientists just came out and started releasing that, right? We're also going to look back at the Joe Rogan and the Congresswoman Luna conversation, right? Because she disclosed a lot of information regarding the aliens and so on and so forth, and a little bit of MK Ultra and some of the fishbowl and a little bit of stuff of how they play these mental mind games, so on and so forth. So we're going to look at that too. There's a lot of things that's coming out in this verse right now, and if you stay tuned or put your notifications on, you might be able to catch a lot of it. All right. Now, despite the fact that a lot of people just don't like Trump because of this reason or because of that reason, right? He seems to, now we can break down this big, beautiful bill, okay? We can break down the body language of this meeting in Alaska, right? We can break down all the fumbles that took place, the fact that they left certain variations of paperwork behind at the hotel that they were staying at, right? And that could have been a leak of certain said security, right? Because you left paperwork behind in the machine, and the people of the hotel end up getting it, right? Not only that who knows what was actually in those documents, if it was something of the magnitude of whatever is going to take place in the future, right? And then you have the letter that was given to Putin from President Trump's wife, right? You have that situation, right? So that's a mockery, because Putin goes back and say, he tried to use his wife as a way to woo me and so on and so forth, right? So a lot of the things that's happening right now, it's an eye opener. It's an eye opener. One's in the chat if your eyes are not open. If your eyes are open. One's in the chat if your eyes are open. Just throw a 1 in the chat if your eyes is open. If you feel like you're seeing through the carnal of this world, and you're understanding that the world is one big stage, and you're seeing now, everything unfolding, right? There's a high level of manipulation around all of this. Great distraction, right? We got this moving as fast. Maybe they didn't even want to have this conversation. Maybe some of these conversations wasn't even supposed to take place till November, right? Maybe what took place in our southern seas, when our southern seas, the waters changed, right? And it sped up time, right? Maybe this Atlas comet moving closer to us, right? So on and so forth. Maybe this Atlas comet is forcing them to show some level of operation of peace, right? Maybe that's what this is all about. Something has changed in all of this, because one thing for sure, two things for certain, is if this Atlas comet is, alien or whatever, then A lot more humans should be more at peace with one another if we got a God knows what moving towards us, right? You forgot that in Israel they sacrificed 2 red heifers. That was 2023 when the 2 red heifers were sacrificed, because this is the time of change. They got the calendars mixed up. They going by the Ethiopian calendar, which is in 2016 right now. But in 2000 and something, they thought it was 2013, which was supposed to be 2012, the end of time, right? According to the Mayans calendar. But it was going by the Ethiopian calendar, not the Gregorian calendar. But when we changed over to the Gregorian calendar, we changed up dates. So now what was supposed to happen in the known 2012 is actually happening in the known 2023. So right now, we're in that time that they were all preparing for. So in 2023 is when the heifers was I mean, the Pentagon is disclosing more and more information all the time, right? I'm not saying that this should bring us well, okay, a lot of stuff can bring us closer together, right? You can use a lot of different things to bring us closer together. You know, you can use a lot of different things, a lot of different reasons to bring us closer together. But could this this comet that's moving this way, could it be changing things? Could it be changing people, right? They just now reported that, you know, we might be experiencing electromagnetic storms, right? They just now said that for the next couple of weeks we're going to experience electromagnetic storms, right? So they're telling us a lot of stuff without telling us a lot of stuff, you know? You say you don't think they're throwing the media off by telling them the opposite? On the calendar, we are the year 5785. On what calendar? What calendar are you going by? Because I mean, every so often there's a reset. That sounds more like something a sunspot would create in a comet. I don't know, because this comet, this three-eye atlas is going to pass behind our sun. So it's going to hide itself behind our sun during the time that it's passing by. So it's going to pass by, but it's going to hide itself behind our sun. And they said it's scheduled or predicted to be doing this in November. Whereas though it said it was December, now it's November. And I think recent updates said that it might be sooner than that. So this could be causing a faster operation of peace, knowing that they might not be able to have an open conversation about it, with us. They might not be able to have an open conversation about it with us, but, they're having the conversation about it for sure, If they say this thing is reflecting the sun, hiding itself, shielding itself, moving at a rate that is, 31 miles a second, something like that. All comets circle the sun. Man, Edward, go talk to the scientists that's putting this stuff out there, okay? Don't argue with me. You could argue with me. I mean, you can argue with me, but I'm not the one saying this. All right? They saying this. You act like I'm sitting in my backyard with a telescope watching something from the sky, talking about something that is moving differently. Like you act like I got the telescope in my yard looking at it, talking about it's moving differently. So don't get mad at me. I'm just the person, holding the conversation or the discussion about it, right? I'm not afraid to do that. But you can't get mad at me for discussing something that they brought out. You got to take that to them. You got to go tell them all comments move like that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the page. Hit that subscribe button. Let's see if we can get 20K subscribers today, just in this live right here. You can be a participant. You can be one of those subscribers today if you just hit the sub button. That's it. Let's see if we can break YouTube. We could do that today. I think if this page get 20-something subs today, YouTube will be they'd be like, what the heck? So I think you guys can help me, get the word out about different variations of levels of positivity and energy and how we can be better towards each other and we can change the world. America could be the leading, country in this change of positivity. Right? We can start treating each other better. We can start being nicer to each other. We can start being more loving. We can stop looking at color. We can stop looking at ancestral problems. We can stop looking at who enslaved who and who did what to who and just want to be better towards each other. We could do that. Maybe if we as a whole put our differences to a side, then some of the political parties will put their differences to a side. Maybe if we as a whole put our difference to a side, then collectively they too will put their differences to a side. We never tried peace. We done divided in so many different ways, but when did we ever see unity? Can we see that first? Can we see unity first before we start trying to push separation and division? Can we see what united look like? I mean, I know united we stand, divided we fall, but we came in divided, so I ain't never seen us standing. Can we stand united? At some point, we got to want to unite as a human race. As a collective, at some point, we got to want to unite. At some point, we got to want to say, damn, we got to be better towards each other. There ain't nobody else here that's going to be better towards us but each other. If you waiting for somebody else to come along and treat us better, you might as well be waiting for E.T. It's us. We got to treat each other better. And maybe some people are scared. Maybe some people are thinking that if we do treat each other better, then the aliens will return. Maybe that's what they're scared of. That if we do treat each other better and start seeing the God in each other and start treating each other, godly, instead of treating each other human-like, right? Then maybe the universe will open up some more wonders for us. We don't know because we so divided. All we want to do is fight, right? If you tired of fighting, if you tired of division, hit the like button. Hit the like button. Sub to the page. Don't be afraid to sub to the page and hit the like button. A little bit of positive goes a long way. We might not have great, we might not have a magnitude of pages that's pushing out positivity, but it's some out there. Some of us are pushing out positivity, enlightenment, knowledge, unity, love. Latch on to that. Latch on to one page that's pushing out positive and unity, right? I promise you, I'm not going to try to talk about nothing negative anymore. Everything we talk about is going to be a discussion, but I'm going to search for the positive in it. I'm going to search for the positive. And I know a lot of people are going to bring negative because of that. Because whenever you search for positive in this world, negative presents itself to you, right? So I'm going to still search for the positive in all things, right? So I think that we can get some positive out of this meeting, right? I mean, look at it, Trump's back at the table with the Ukraine president, and other people are coming along for the conversation too, right? That's a good thing to me. I think that's a good thing, right? So I think just having the conversation, being able to have the conversation, that means that, a couple of people might be inclined towards peace. You might be inclined to get peace out of this, Enough people is latching on to it, right? But I need more people to subscribe to the page so that way when we go live from StreamYard, you guys know that we're live and you can come up and talk. See, right now, the numbers are coming through, but if you're not subscribed to the page, if your notification is not on, when we go live from StreamYard, you're probably not going to know, right? And we're going to do a big live tomorrow, right? But if you ain't subscribed to the page and if you ain't got your notification on, you probably ain't going to know about that live, because when we go live from StreamYard, you probably ain't going to know about it, right? So you're probably going to have to catch a repeat of it or something, right? Unless you got your notifications on and unless you subscribe to the page. So I hope more people subscribe to the page, and I hope more people get their notifications on, because we're going to talk about this and we're going to break it down and we're going to keep you guys posted as this keeps going, right? So emergency meeting tomorrow, and I'm not going to say it's an emergency meeting, but it is a fast meeting, right? Right after he visit with Putin on Friday. Now, you know, the Ukraine president is coming to Washington in order to have the meeting, and other people are coming too, right? Other people are coming too. They do not want him to drop the ball on this.
Ukraine can always count on Europe.
Zelensky in Brussels today.
We are deciding what we're going to discuss in Washington.
Hoping for a different outcome than his last visit to the Oval Office in February.
Have you said thank you once?
Ain't it in
This
your
entire meeting? No, in this entire meeting, have you said thank you?
You don't have the cards.
The White House still trying to mediate an end to Russia's war. After Trump's stately fanfare and sit-down with Putin Friday, his negotiators largely tight-lipped about the details.
Can you name one thing that President Trump is asking Russia to give up in order to get peace?
Well, I'm not going to disclose those things.
Secretary Rubio also pushing back on suggestions that the White House will try to pressure Zelensky to cede some land.
No one's pushing Ukraine to give that up.
But shortly after that interview, Trump contradicting that, reposting on Truth Social.
Damn, Trump. Trump said Ukraine must be willing to lose some territory to Russia, otherwise the longer the war goes on, they will keep losing even more land. Now, this was after the first time, so hopefully that's not the situation now.
One user statement, Ukraine must be willing to lose some territory to Russia. Otherwise, the longer the war goes on, they will keep losing even more land. Former National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan rejecting assertions that Russia is militarily winning.
Russia right now is trying to achieve diplomatically what they cannot achieve militarily.
And in a pivot, Trump, earlier this year, not committing to future security protections for Ukraine as part of any deal.
I'm not going to make security guarantees beyond very much. We're going to have Europe do that.
Today, though, his special envoy, Steve Witkoff.
We agreed to robust security guarantees that I would describe as game-changing.
Vaughn is joining us now from the White House. And with...
So what do you guys think? Do you guys think, I mean, after that first meeting went bad. That first meeting went bad. I mean, Trump telling him to his face, you know, y'all are losing, you know, so on and so forth. That first meeting went bad. But, you know, these are the people that's coming with
European
him.
leaders, the UK and Italian prime ministers, the presidents of France and Finland, the German chancellor, and the heads of both NATO and the European Commission.
So that's the people that's coming with him tomorrow for this meeting, right? So you thinking that they coming to tell Trump that we not stopping it? Yeah, Trump was just being real. Hey, y'all make sure y'all hit the like button if y'all coming in, man. Or hit the don't like button. Either hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down, but hit one of them. You know, give some type of interaction to the page. Either hit the thumbs up or hit the thumbs down. Hit one of them so that way the YouTube can know you're a real person, right? Because I'm starting to look at it and think that it's bots in here because I don't know what the hell going on. Are y'all real? Is these real numbers or is somebody pulling the, you know, is y'all subscribing to the page or is somebody pulling something on me? Because I need to know. Is this real? Pinch me. Is this real numbers? Sandra, catch me, I'm falling. Is these numbers real? All right, so make sure y'all subscribe to the page, okay? Like I said, and Replay Gang, man, appreciate Replay Gang all the time, man. Appreciate you guys, man. Replay. Love. All right, so we got a good flow going here with the videos that we're doing. The last 3 lives that we did, pretty great numbers coming through. I just need more people to subscribe to the page. You know, the numbers are looking great. Subscriptions are not, right? So I see you guys coming through. I see you guys coming through the page, but I'm going to need you to hit that subscribe button. I'm going to need you to hit a thumbs up or a thumbs down, right? Maybe type something in the comment section. Let me know you're real, whatever the case may be, right? And if you're not real, then fuck it. I appreciate you for being here too. I want to see if I can identify as an AI. I want to be the first human being to identify as an AI. I think that's my pronouns. My pronouns might be AI. I'm going to see if I can switch up. I want to identify as AI. I'm tired of being a nigga in America. Fuck it. I want to be AI now. Fuck it. Everybody else picking what they want to identify as. Fuck it. I don't want to be a nigga no more. Fuck it. I want to be AI. Everybody else picking and choosing AI identities. I'm picking AI. Who's with me? All right, don't join me just yet. Let me know what this shit. Let me find out what this shit consists of. Okay, don't join me just yet. Let me find out what this shit consists of. All right, I fuck around, have to get probed. I don't know yet. I'm trying to find out. Like, I want to be the first human to identify as AI. I don't want no nanotechnology or no shit like that. I just want to say that I identify as AI. You get what I'm saying? I don't want to go through no changes, don't want to add on no parts or nothing. I just want to be able to identify as AI, right? How am I not living in reality? So Edward, let me get this straight. I didn't press go live in reality. I didn't press go live. I'm not sitting here in front of my computer screen. As I'm not here, Edward. I'm the real boy. Huh? I'm the real boy. I'm not Pinocchio. I'm real. Yeah, so look, this meeting is going to take place tomorrow. We definitely going to keep y'all posted on this meeting tomorrow. They bringing, like, look, the president of Finland, the president of France, right? The Italian prime minister, UK prime minister, right? The president of European Commission, all these people is coming to the White House tomorrow. Well, go watch the Muppet Babies then. Go watch the Muppet Babies. I like a little bit of Muppet Babies, too. If you feel like you can get the same level of conversation from Sesame Street, then go PBS crazy. You know, you a PBS kid. I know what being a PBS kid is like. So go watch Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. You know, Would You Be My Neighbor? Fraggle Rock. I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of old cartoons you can go watch that's probably, you know, better than Who said anything about asking the government to switch my pronouns? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I didn't say let's go ask the government to switch my pronouns. I didn't say that. What are you talking about? Are you even here for the conversation, or are you just making this shit up as you go along? Huh? I just want to know. But yeah, make sure y'all hit the sub button. Make sure y'all hit the subscription button. Hit that sub button. Hit that thumbs up button. That like button. I only see 2 of them. I only see 20 likes. I see a lot of people in here, but I only see 20 likes. Maybe that's because I'm not showing my face more. And the reason why I'm not showing my face more is because I think we need to listen to the sound of truth as opposed to the persona that's bringing it to you, right? So 9 times out of 10, you won't see my face. You might see my face periodically, but you won't see my face too much. I think the truth comes in with words, right? When you can hear the sound of the truth, it's so much better, right? When you stuck on the persona that's bringing you the truth, then you're looking at whether that's this person or that person, whether it's a girl or boy or so on and so forth. So I think we get distracted by titles. We get distracted by so many different earthly, carnal ways of thinking that we can't hear the truth in things. So over here at the Atlas Network, we do speak a lot in truth. So with that, we like to be able to bring you that, and you have to be able to listen and have the proper discernment. Anything that you hear over here, feel free to look up yourself. And if we are wrong, then I will stand corrected, and so on and so forth. So we try to bring you outside of our opinion, we try to bring you as many facts as possible, but we are a very opinionated group. We do joke a lot and we do laugh a lot. So you might get confused with some of the jokes, with some of the facts, but like I said, there will be a lot of facts being dropped over here. Okay, the like button is at the top. I couldn't find it at first. Oh, y'all don't know where the like button is at? Yes, the like button is at the top of the screen if you are on your mobile device. Thank you for telling us that, Bobby, because I think a lot of people was looking for the like button and couldn't find it, and instead of them being honest and saying like, hey, I can't find a like button, I think their pride and their ego, was just making them just like, man, fuck it, I ain't gonna hit the like button, I can't find it. You know what I'm saying? I can't find it, fuck it, I ain't gonna hit it because I can't find it. You said, no, I'm going to subscribe to your page so when you don't talk about this tomorrow, I can say, hey, you said you were going to talk about this yesterday, and you're going to blank the flat. So you're going to follow me so tomorrow you can tell me I'm not talking about what I said I was going to talk about tomorrow, and you're telling me that today? What the hell? Man, got to do better. Okay. Appreciate you for subscribing. Appreciate it. Don't try to think about it. Don't try to think about it. It's going to lead us to confusion. I feel it. I feel it already. I feel it's going to lead us to confusion. I feel it. I promise you I do. I knows it. I knows it in my heart. Yo, they tripping. Now they saying I'm buying bots and everything. They are bugged out. YouTube is bugged out. I promise you, YouTube is really, something is not right with YouTube, man. I'm not 5 minutes behind the chat, dude. Somebody said, dang, you bought subs too? You balling now. Somebody said, well, at least he has funds to buy bots. And then they said, dang, you bought subs too? You balling now. What the hell? Something's wrong with these people on YouTube. You are 3 top comment types is nothing emojis, and you're asking me if I know what I'm talking about. Edward. We can schedule a debate if you like, you know. I mean, if this is a battle of intellects, then I would like to at least hear a voice and not just respond to text, right? So if you want, we can, you know, schedule an intellectual debate. I can ask you some questions now, you know. How many constellations is it in our sky? You know, in the galaxy, how many constellations is it, Edward? How many constellations do you know of? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. At this point, we might as well just have a debate, you know, because you acting like you got some, you know, intellects, you know, so we might as well have an intellectual debate. How about you use math and science to prove that the comet isn't that it is an asteroid and that all comets and asteroids circle the sun? Would you believe me then? I think if you wanted to do that, you probably would have to talk to the people that actually putting the information out there about the comet, saying that it is alien and that it has certain things that makes it so, and the direction or how it is actually moving. They actually show you like the other comets that are actually in the area and how those comets are moving compared to how this particular, you know, comet is moving, right? So they actually already went through all of the things that you saying that you're going to break down. They went through it already, right? Scientists, real people, real scientists went through it already and said that this is not moving the same as other comets, right? They saying that the it's actually reflecting the light from the sun. So it's basically hiding itself, right? They also said that at the time that it is going to pass by our planet, it is strategically placing itself behind the sun. Strategically, right? They said this particular thing is moving strategically. That's what it said. How is, there's no facts. I'm not saying this stuff, man. This is what I'm saying, like,
scale identify a technological object that is close to 10, there needs to be a discussion between policymakers and the scientists about how to respond to it. And the response, just imagine a visitor to your backyard.
Professor Avi Loeb, the man who once made waves by claiming that Oumuamua could be alien technology, is back in the spotlight. This time, the main character is 3I Atlas, the third known interstellar visitor to our solar system, appearing just a few years after Oumuamua. According to Loeb, the possibility that 3I Atlas is an artificial creation of an extraterrestrial civilization cannot be ruled out. Of course, such a bold claim has immediately sparked pushback from many scientists, who insist that 3-Eye Atlas is simply an ancient comet from the far reaches of the cosmos. But no matter which side you're on, one thing is undeniable.
Whatever.
We are witnessing one of the most intense and fascinating scientific debates ever over the origin of an object from beyond our solar system. And until we gather more, a lot more in observations, no one can say for sure what the truth really is. Combined with other observers,
do you hear that? Do you hear that?
Plotted a one-of-a-kind orbit. It comes from the constellation Sagittarius, a region near the galactic center, packed with stars, intense radiation, and cosmic noise that make research incredibly challenging. Some observers even suspect it has been hiding for millions of years, based on signs in its composition. And if it really is alien technology, it wouldn't be surprising for it to move like a covert agent keeping a low profile.
So what is it you saying that I'm not going to do? What are you saying that I'm not going to do? You saying that I'm not going to talk about the stuff that I say I'm going to talk about tomorrow? Huh? Like, I would like to introduce you to the world of me. Okay? I actually, look stuff up. Study, if you would say. Right? So, when it comes to, constellations and stuff like that, zodiacs and stuff like that, I look this stuff up, right? I study this stuff. The 88 constellations of the sky, right? Orion, Belt Blast, Okamicron, Odessicron, all of that stuff. I look that stuff up, right? I study that stuff, right? Chakra systems, Lee lines, all of that stuff. I study that stuff, right? So, not only that, I look into, Pegasus and all of the constellations, so on and so forth, right? The connection, so on and so forth, right? So I don't know what it is that you saying that you're going to, pull, you're going to, bust out, right? And not only that, we have other books that we also present, right? We have other books that we present, right? So once again, I don't know who you say you're going to prove this to, but you're probably going to end up looking foolish because over here we try to put out as much truth and knowledge as possible, right? We try to put out as much truth and knowledge as possible, okay? And when we talk about going back to, first century stuff, when we speak on going back to first century stuff, Ion, so on and so forth, different things like that, it's because we probably study, it's because we probably study, when we talk about the essence or, the secret of this group, so on and so forth, right? It's because we probably study, right? Even going further than that, when we go into different variations of dream state, studying the dreams, stuff like that, so on and so forth, we look it up. We're not afraid to pick up a book over here, We study stuff, We study. We study, okay? We study, Real books, real people, Papa John's. Something like that. What they say? Better books, better people, Papa John's. And, once again, we are going to get into the timeline, right? We're going to get into the timeline of mankind. So, you know, the timeline of it. So we're gonna break this down and get into the timeline of things. Okay? We're gonna get into the timeline. So yeah, like I said, everything that we talk about over here, we're gonna talk about. Imagine reflecting light from the sun. That means it's outside of the orbit. What are you talking about? Listen.
This kind of orbital adjustment would be reminiscent of the interstellar space atlas, have once collided with or been influenced by a planet, knocking it out of its original course. This kind of orbital adjustment would be reminiscent of the interstellar spacecraft we see in science fiction. Its size makes things even more intriguing. Compared to its two predecessors, 3I Atlas, far larger, even bigger than Oumuamua and Borisov combined. It's roughly twice.
You said name my source of it saying of who said that it is. You said name my source of who said. Changing the goalposts again. Changing the goalposts again. First you said prove that it was said.
When you write, your tone in...
First it was prove that it was said. Now you want me to name the sources. Right? Now you're gonna go debunk the sources.
6 billion years ago?
When I told you, when I first told you to go talk to the scientists that said it, you know, you was like, blah, 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 blah. Right? Now you're telling me to name the sources, right? When literally this guy right here is one of the sources. Right here. That's what I'm saying. He just said the name in the damn, like literally, the guy just. I know that's what they having that meeting about in the White House tomorrow. They like, look, man, what's going on? You know.
Tonight, Ukrainian President Volodymyr...
Yeah, let's get back to the topic at hand. Let's get back to the topic. I'm sorry. That dude distracted me for a second. So he's making that trip. He's making that trip to the White House, man. He's trying to make sure that Trump is on the same page with him. Like, yo, listen, you ain't doing no bullshit now, are you? We still on the same page now, ain't we? Don't cop out on me.
Zelensky returning to the White House for his pivotal meeting tomorrow with President Trump. Zelensky will come flanked in solidarity by European leaders, the UK and Italian prime ministers, the presidents of France and Finland, the German chancellor, and the heads of both NATO and the European Commission.
Ukraine can always count on Europe.
Zelensky in Brussels today.
We are deciding what we are going to discuss in Washington.
Hoping for a different outcome than his last visit to the Oval Office in February.
Have you said thank you once this entire meeting? No, in this entire meeting, have you said thank you?
You don't have to.
This February meeting, like
cards.
The White House still trying to mediate.
You know, with Trump saying like, you know, you don't have the cards. You know, the cards ain't in your hand, ain't in your favor. Like, you're losing this, so on and so forth. Like, you know, this second meeting has to go way better than that February meeting. This second meeting has to go way better. And, coming out with Trump went in that meeting with Putin with a ceasefire in mind. You know, what do you know about the Lyran constellation? Because according to that, the Lucifer Comet entered back into the Lyran constellation 420 of last year. So in the Lyran constellation, what is known as the cradle of light, the Lucifer Comet has entered back into the Lyran constellation, signifying the return of Lucifer. So what do you really want to talk about? You know, what do you really want to talk about? How deep you want to take this conversation? Because I know some stuff already. Huh? And you can look that up. Lucifer Comet entering back into the Lyran constellation. And as of 2 years ago, the Atlas Comet passed by our constellation already, and it hasn't been seen in 80 years. This is the 3-eye Atlas. You know, last year, Atlas already passed by. Lyra's in the northern constellation of the sky, the northern part of the sky. It affects the northern part of our brain. I got the whole list right here. I got the whole list right here. I got the whole list right here. You ain't gotta try to, you know, I got the whole list. 88 constellations, including the 89th, Arago. Or Aragon, depending on how you pronounce it. I mean, I don't know what conversation do you want to have by using Sky Daddy and the Bible, Ion, and so on and so forth, and things like that are not arguments. Use your words, man. Just because I know about Ion, what words are you wanting me to use, bro? What are you talking about? You're not making any sense right now. It's an intellectual debate, right? So therefore, when we talk about Socrates, Aristotle, Plato, any of these things, right, it's determining the depths of your intellect, because it's saying what you dug into, right? Zachariah Stitchins, Anunnakis, Enki and Lil, all of this stuff, right? Right. Like, how you gonna tell me not to go back to, you know, Homo sapien, Homo sapioid, Homo erectus, you know, humanoid, so on and so forth? How? You can't. You gotta study the history of the world in order to have the knowledge that's left behind in the world. You ain't just come in and you just know shit. Like, oh yeah. If that's the case, then you know everything already. So there's no point in you debating me. You already know everything. What references are you going to use? First, you tell me to give you who told me that, right? This is what I'm saying. This is why it's pointless to have a conversation with him, because if you notice, first he told me to prove that this was said, right? And then I went to the person and showed him the person that said it, right? Then he said, who said that? And then I show him the person who said it. And then he said, they're not your words. Use your words. Do you see how he kept on changing it? You see what he did? Yeah, he's a distraction. Yeah, I'm sorry, Edward. You can't get no more of my time. Yeah, Edward, you can't get no more of my time. All he hears is a black face, and he think he's fighting Billy Carson all over again. You get what I'm saying? He hear a black person talking, and he think he don't even know that I'm a whole different entity. He just hear a black person talking, and he think he battling Billy Carson all over again. Something ain't right. He don't even know he don't even know he not talking to Billy. Right? That don't even make no sense that we ain't even bring nothing up that Billy Carson was talking about, and here you are talking about a Sky Daddy. And the only person that talk like that is Billy Carson. So I want to know, like, what you've been listening to and what you've been watching that got you so angry with the world. Because that's not what we was talking about over here. Well, I just want to say, replay gang, do your thing, and, love is love to everybody. All right? This meeting shook up a lot of stuff. Okay? This meeting shook up a lot of stuff. This meeting opened up a lot of things. And, that's the truth of this. Okay? So we got some more stuff coming out tomorrow regarding this. We're going to keep you posted. Tomorrow morning, we are going to be talking about the connection with your soul and the stars, because scientists have come out and said that our soul is connected to star colonies and star constellations, so on and so forth. So we're going to look into that tomorrow morning and talk about that tomorrow morning. And then when we find out more about the meeting, we're going to talk about that. So those are the two things that we got to look forward to tomorrow. I hope to see you guys here. Love is love. Namaste. Ashe. Salutations. Shalom. Peace. And once again, if you haven't hit the thumbs up, hit the thumbs up. It should be at the top of your screen somewhere. Make sure you comment on the video if you like. If not, I appreciate everybody for being here. If nobody told y'all that they love y'all today, let me be the first and not the last to tell you that I love you. I got to get a little bit of sleep. My day starts early tomorrow. And once again, this is just the latest update on the situation. There's a big meeting going down in Washington tomorrow. Hope to see you guys here. Put your notifications on. And, Atlas family, love you guys. And see you guys tomorrow. Y'all have a great night.